Right then, you lot. Ever fancy packing your bags, grabbing the family, and hopping across the pond? No, not for a holiday, but for a real, proper adventure. Imagine starting a new chapter in a place rich with history and culture. A chance to make a difference while living and breathing the British way of life. Picture yourself strolling through charming villages and soaking in the local traditions. Sounds like a right Bobby Dazzler, doesn't it? The kind of experience that leaves you with stories to tell for years. Well, listen up, because the UK Charity Worker Visa might just be your golden ticket. It's your gateway to a fulfilling and enriching experience. This visa isn't your usual work your socks off kind of deal. It's more about meaningful contributions and making a real impact. It's about rolling up your sleeves for a good cause. Whether it's environmental projects or community support, there's something for everyone. Think helping the less fortunate, lending a hand in your community, or supporting a cause you truly believe in. Your efforts can change lives, all while experiencing the best of what Britain has to offer. Charming villages, cracking pubs, and maybe even a cheeky Nando's or two. It's a blend of work and pleasure. The best part? No need to be a whiz kid with the Queen's English. There's no IELTS language test. Communication is key, but perfection isn't required. And forget about age limits. This visa welcomes everyone with open arms. From young adventurers to seasoned travelers, all are invited. So whether you're fresh out of uni or enjoying your retirement, this could be your chance to do some good and have a bloody good time while you're at it. It's an opportunity for all ages. Intrigued? Let's dive into the nitty-gritty, shall we? There's so much more to explore and understand about this incredible opportunity. Now, before you pack your wellies and start practicing your best, how do you do? Let's talk about who can actually get their mitts on this charity worker visa. First things first, you'll need a sponsor. Think of them as your fairy godmother, granting you access to this magical visa. But instead of a magic wand, they'll provide you with something called a certificate of sponsorship. This little document is basically your golden ticket, confirming they've got a role for you and you meet the requirements. Speaking of requirements, there are a few. You'll need to prove you've got enough dosh, that's cash for you non-Brits, to support yourself and your family while you're here. Nobody wants to be caught short in a country where a pint of milk can cost you an arm and a leg. And that's about it. No need to be a spring chicken or a language whiz. This visa is all about welcoming people with big hearts and a willingness to muck in. Alright, so you've got your sponsor, your finances are sorted, and you've gathered all the necessary documents. You're practically tasting those fish and chips by the seaside, imagining the salty breeze and the sound of waves crashing. Now comes the slightly less glamorous part, the application process. It's a bit tedious, but absolutely essential. Don't worry, it's not as daunting as trying to navigate the London Underground during rush hour, trust me. First, you'll need to fill out an online application form. This is your first step towards making your dream a reality. This involves answering a few questions about yourself, your background, and what you plan to do in the UK. Be honest and thorough. Think of it as a slightly more formal version of filling out your Facebook profile, but with a lot more at stake. You'll also need to provide some supporting documents, like your passport, proof of funds, and that all-important certificate of sponsorship. Make sure everything is up to date and accurate. Once you've submitted your application and paid the visa fee, yes, unfortunately it's not free, it's time to play the waiting game. Patience is key here. The decision-making process can take a few weeks, so try not to drive yourself bonkers checking your inbox every 5 minutes. Find a hobby or something to keep you occupied. If all goes according to plan, you'll receive your visa and be well on your way to starting your UK adventure. It's a moment worth celebrating, and if not, well, there's always the option to reapply or appeal the decision. Don't lose hope. But let's not dwell on the negatives, eh? Stay optimistic and keep your spirits high. Think positive, think fish and chips, think, well, you get the idea. Your UK adventure is just around the corner. Section 4. Life as a charity worker. Perks and considerations. So you've landed in Blighty, visa in hand, ready to embrace your new life as a charity worker. What can you expect? Well, for starters, you'll be making a real difference in the world. Your efforts will touch lives and create lasting impacts. And that, my friend, is a feeling that money can't buy. The joy and satisfaction of helping others is truly priceless. You'll also have the chance to meet new people, learn new skills, and immerse yourself in British culture. It's a unique opportunity to grow both personally and professionally. But hold your horses, it's not all sunshine and roses. There are challenges you need to be prepared for. The charity worker visa comes with a few caveats. It's important to understand these before you dive in. For one, you won't be earning a salary. This means you'll need to manage your finances carefully. That's right, you'll be volunteering your time and skills. Your contribution is invaluable, but it won't come with a paycheck. Now, before you run for the hills, remember that many organizations provide accommodation and other benefits to their volunteers. This can significantly reduce your living expenses. Plus, you'll have the opportunity to take on a second job to supplement your income. This can help you stay financially stable while you volunteer. Just make sure it's something you're allowed to do under the visa conditions. Always double-check to avoid any legal issues. Another thing to keep in mind is that you won't have access to public funds. This includes certain healthcare services and benefits. This means no relying on the NHS for all your healthcare needs or claiming benefits if things get a bit tight. Plan ahead to avoid any surprises. Make sure you've got enough savings or insurance to cover any unexpected expenses. Being prepared is key to a successful and fulfilling experience as a charity worker. Section 5. Lending a hand at Scargill Movement. Now let's talk about some of the fantastic organizations that are just itching to welcome you with open arms. First up, we have the Scargill Movement. This lot is all about promoting social justice and creating a fairer society. They run a whole host of programs, from supporting refugees and asylum seekers to tackling poverty and inequality. What's in it for you? Well, besides the warm and fuzzy feeling of making a difference, Scargill Movement offers accommodation, meals, and a small stipend to cover your expenses. They also provide training and support to help you settle into your new role and make the most of your time in the UK. To find out more about volunteering opportunities with Scargill Movement, you can visit their website or drop them an email. Section 6. Embracing community at Low Arthur Camphill Community. Next on our list is the Low Arthur Camphill Community. This unique community is based on the principles of Rudolf Steiner, an Austrian philosopher who believed in the power of community and the importance of living in harmony with nature. At Low Arthur, you'll find people from all walks of life, living and working together in a supportive and inclusive environment. Volunteer roles at Low Arthur are as diverse as the community itself. You could find yourself working in their biodynamic farm, lending a hand in their bakery, or supporting adults with learning disabilities. In return for your time and dedication, Low Arthur provides accommodation, meals, and a small allowance. They also offer opportunities for personal and professional development. If you're looking for a truly immersive and rewarding experience, Low Arthur Camphill Community is definitely worth checking out.